It's the first of the month, and like clockwork, Sony has unveiled the PlayStation Plus lineup for November. For starters, we're getting another bonus VR game with Until Dawn: Rush of Blood. You'd think that would have made more sense last month, but oh well. Moving on, Worms Battlegrounds and Bound will be available on PlayStation 4, while PS3 owners are receiving R-Type Dimensions and Ragdoll Kung Fu Fists of Plastic. Man, I wish we were getting R-Type Dimensions on PS4. As for your beloved Vita, look for Dungeon Punks and the first 2 episodes of Broken Sword 5: The Serpent's Curse. This Star Wars game that started at Visceral isn't being refocused just because it was a single-player game. EA CEO Andrew Wilson clarified on an earnings call why the Untitled Star Wars game is undergoing changes. He said, "You may have heard the conversation around single-player versus multiplayer or single-player versus live service, and this wasn't about that conversation. It wasn't about this was just a single-player game or it needed to be a live service. It was more about how do we get to a point where the overall gameplay experience was right for players." I have a bad feeling about this. Speaking of EA, don't expect more Nintendo Switch games anytime soon from the company. Chief Financial Officer Blake Jorgensen told the Wall Street Journal that EA wants to wait until the hybrid system is out for a full year before bringing more games to the console. As for FIFA 18's performance on Switch, he said it's too early to tell if the sports game is a success. So basically, Switch has been a huge success, but EA is still taking a wait-and-see approach. Bold strategy. And that's your daily fix for November 1st. Now that you're caught up on the news, see how the Thor Ragnarok cast does with a little quiz we whipped up called Thor Villain or IKEA Furniture. It's pretty good. And with that, I'm Damon Hatfield. Don't forget to download the IGN app, and remember you can get your fix anytime online at IGN.